Terry O'Shea was dropping in the region of 70,000 leaflets for his business, which is a landscaping supply business. So he's investing substantial dollars just to promote a weekend display or a weekend having the experts come in and show how paving is done and so on. And it was very, very successful. And he loved his little brochure and he loved his little headline. And the headline was, "Spring is sprung, the grass is riz," which I understand is part of a poem. And if you know the rest of the poem, you get a gold star.
Someone did remember it, didn't they?
Yeah, last time somebody went right through it.
Yeah.
So Terry was running this headline, and he rang us up late one evening and said, "Look, I'm going to run this campaign again, and it's costing me a heck of a lot of money, but it's fantastically successful because it generates something like 1,200 people on the Saturday. It's a phenomenally successful thing, but have you got any suggestions? Can I change it in some way?" And I took the call from him and I said, "Terry, I think your brochure is fantastic, but the headline bothers me." He said, "I love that headline. Spring has sprung, the grass is riz. I love it." And I said, "Well, maybe your marketplace doesn't love it." So in the space of about 5 minutes, Terry and I, on the phone, sat there and I asked him some questions. And I said, "Terry, what is it that people come to you for? Why do people come to you to these displays?" And he said, "Well, it's very easy. They come because we've got experts there who really know what they're doing and really know what they're talking about, and people can learn a great deal, and we give away the secrets. We reveal the secrets of these experts." I said, "Why don't you say that in your headline?" And he said, "Gee, I suppose I could." So without changing anything else in that entire brochure, he only changed the headline. And in essence it said, "Here's how you can learn the secrets of the experts and learn how to pave and beautify your home, beautify your garden," and words to that effect. So he rewrote the headline, he distributed that brochure, and he didn't get 1,200 people the next time he did it. He more than doubled it. He got 2,500 people. Terry O'Shea has been following the Results Corporation ethic and philosophies for a long time now. And he started off with, what, 3 trucks and...
3.5 years ago, he had 1 truck, 3.5 years ago.
1 truck and about 2 people on his team.
Yeah, and he's now 13 to 14 times bigger.
Yeah, he now owns half the market in Brisbane.
He actually has 50% of the market. And what's really interesting about that is the guy sells dirt. And that's really what it is.
Yeah,
it is dirt. So, if you wanted to find a product that is very difficult to differentiate, I mean, it would be dirt, right? It's very important to look at the concept behind the concept of what Chris is talking about here. See, if you had an ad that generated 1,250 people on a Saturday, how many of us would feel, "Oh, that's a pretty good ad, I'm satisfied with that," right? And, Chris said we don't have the right to determine what the marketplace wants. If you really want to say it, I mean, you would say it is arrogant in the extreme to determine what the marketplace wants. And so one of the dangers, really, is to have an ad that is good.
There are many other things you can and must test. For example, let's just say you're doing a direct mail piece. Now, we found dramatic changes, over a 60% increase in response actually, just by changing the picture from one of a product to one where a person is actually using the product. So the area of how information is presented graphically is one you might want to look at in your testing program.
Bill, do you mind if I share the conversation we had yesterday? Bill was telling me that he's launching this new dog food and that he's extraordinarily excited about it. It's a
blend of probiotics and digestive enzymes, which is the science of feeding live bacteria to animals.
Is there anybody in the room who's excited about that?
Anybody really excited about the bioenzyme thing, no?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
The key to this is, no criticism, but just, I think Bill saw the light come on yesterday on this. We were talking about testing and so on, but the key to it was that in Bill's eyes, that's great. And it is a wonderful step forward. I mean, Bill has got something which is new in this entire planet for your pet. But the more we talked, I said to Bill, "Well, that's terrific. That sounds really exciting, but what does it do for the animal?" And the more we focused in on it, we found out that it helps the animal's health, it makes the coat glow, it makes their eyes bright, and it gives them more energy. And marketing mistake number 10 is failing to focus on the intended customer. Now, what the intended customer wants is not probiotics and live enzymes. What do they want? A happy dog. So there's an opportunity to flip the message around and talk about happy dogs and healthy. How do you get that? Well, as a matter of fact, you get it through this thing called probiotics. Now let us tell you about it and what it does for your animal. Now, if you put two headlines side by side, one had probiotics and live enzymes, and the other one said, world breakthrough to make your dog healthier and make its coat glow, which one are you, as a consumer, going to be interested in? This one, right? Which one may Bill be more excited by? This one, right? So, marketing mistake number 10, thanks for letting me use you as an example, Bill. Marketing mistake number 10 is to ensure that you focus on what the customer wants, not on what you think you've got to offer. So what we're saying here is that in each of your individual experiences, you too have got something about your services or your product that has got a very high perceived value, and if you educate your customers to it, then the price becomes far less relevant than before. Or maybe you're selling your services vastly cheaper than you should be.
That's so true. Most of us have never thought about educating our customers and differentiating because of it. Here's a simple but interesting example of a client who sold ham and small goods.
A gentleman at our Terrigal boot camp sold sausages and ham, bacon. When he walked into the boot camp, that's exactly what he thought he sold. And his big dilemma was that there was no way that he could differentiate himself, even though he felt he had a high quality product. His retailers to whom he was selling were focusing on price. And they were focusing on the fact that bacon should be X number of dollars per kilo, and if it's any more, then they're not going to buy from him. We sat with him and we said, tell us about your product. Tell us about what you do. And he said, well, when we do our bacon rashers, for example, we actually measure in a number of millimetres the amount of fat that's allowed. And in fact, we just won't accept bacon that is not up to scratch. And we have a broker who shops around just to get exactly the right product for us to make sure that the quality's there. And we said to him, well, have you ever rejected a side of pig because it had too much fat on it? He said, I have not only rejected a side, I have rejected an entire truckload because it was not up to scratch. Can you now see that if he were to communicate that to the people that he's selling to, that it immediately communicates enormous value around his product, and it stands way apart. Imagine having a headline that said, we rejected an entire truckload because it didn't meet our rigid standards. We rejected it outright for you. He's got two customers, and this may just broach a couple of thoughts and problems for some people here too. He's a manufacturer selling to retailers who sell to the end consumer. So in fact, he's got two customers. He's got the end customer who needs to be educated on the quality and value and so of his product, and he's also got his second customer, which is his retailer. So his task is not only to sell the end consumer on the quality and the price differentiation and why it should be there, but also sell his retailer. And the way to do that is to sell them firstly on the quality, and secondly and more importantly on what that quality product in their business will do for them. That their customers will come to them from all over because they've got that quality product.